and I was only 22, and I think my sister was 24. My dad passed away, so the two of us were left taking full-time care of my mum on our own. But I know towards the end, her speech was like a whisper, so it was just so hard to understand what she was saying, but you didn't want to ask her to repeat herself then as well, because you knew it took such effort. But it's very tough on the patient, and obviously to be going through it, and there's no cure for it, so it's terminal, you know. That's it, it's a life sentence.
How is research, is there much research ongoing into motor neuron?
There is. I suppose Mary would be able to fill in a little bit more on that, but Orla Hardyman is based in Beaumont, and she's one of the European leaders in the field of research for motor neuron disease. So again, it's a lot down to funding. Funding is quite limited, but there is ongoing research, but you know, they're making strides, but there's been nothing conclusive as of yet, as far as I know.
How did you find it as a family looking for assistance? Was there an association? Was there when your mum was down?
There was. The association's been around for 25
was it in Galway
years.
at the time?
We're celebrating the 25th anniversary. It was based in Dublin, and basically, you know, like I said, we were both very young, so, you know, we didn't have any experience of, you know, where to go to get wheelchairs or specialised mattresses or anything. And any time we called the association, immediately they would say, look, leave it with us, we'll get something to you, we'll get it, beg, borrow or steal it, and they'd always come up with the goods. Whatever we needed, they'd try and get it to us. I suppose the Motor Neuron Disease Association, they use the funds that they get to buy the equipment, so they have a bank of equipment then that can be used by people, and then once it's returned, it can be sent back out to other patients that require it as well.
Stay with me, Naomi, if you don't mind. Mary Reevney, good morning to you. How are you today?
Thanks very well, thank you.
Today.
Well, thanks very much for having us on.
It is, as I said to Naomi, I do know a lot of people who, family members indeed, have gone through this with the person who's been suffering, and it is very, very difficult. We're all concerned. Mm-hmm. Research-wise, is anything, or what is being done?
Well, as Naomi said there, Dr. Orla Hardyman is one of the European leaders, and she's constantly researching motor neuron and what's the causes and if there is any cure, and that's happening in Beaumont. But as Naomi said, you know, research funds are limited, and sadly I think they're going to be more limited with things that are going on. But Canada as well is one of the countries that are very advanced in research and still very little results. So it's just an ongoing process, and hopefully at some stage we'll have some sort of a result.
Time-wise, years, few years?
Very hard to say, Keith. You know, there's no point saying it could happen in a year or two. It's all very much work in progress, and God, it'd be great if we had it in 6 months or a year, but then again, you don't know. So we'll just keep trying and hoping for the best.
Okay, now just by way of fundraising, there is a major event tomorrow night in the grain store. Cathal Keogh has given over indeed the grain store, and tickets are only 40. When I say only 40, that they are €40. It's only 60 tickets left for this, but all the money raised then will go to do what for you?
Well, all the money raised will go towards helping people that are living with motor neuron disease in various ways. As Naomi said, we provide specialist equipment, anything from wheelchairs to hoists. We give home health care to families 10 hours a week. We give counselling services. We're just a support group in any way we can. But the Galway group, Naomi and Carla, are very involved, and they have been fantastic. It's only up and running over a year, and they've raised in excess of 50,000 through various fundraising events. Like Naomi organised a great event there, the Galway races, and we had Golf Classic, and they're just absolutely fantastic. And the group's made up of people that have lost people to motor neuron, people that are living with people with motor neuron, and you know, the fundraising is great, but what we're trying to do as well is really raise awareness, because people know very little about it until sadly it comes to their door. So we're in the process of setting up some sort of support groups and visitor programs throughout Ireland, and Galway will be one of the pilot schemes that we'll be getting up and running in the very new year. So we have over 16 people in Galway, 65 people in kind of HSE West. It's a very high percentage of 275 people living with motor neuron at the moment. And
there is no indication as to what causes this or where it stems from?
No, there is none. There's very...
it just happens?
Yeah, it could be a slight hereditary, but basically it happens to anybody from... we have somebody as young as 21 who's just registered with us. So there's no age limit, or sometimes people think it's older people that get it, but it's not. And it just comes, and nobody knows why.
All right, listen, thanks for joining us today, Marie. Thank you indeed for joining us. Let me go back to Naomi. Tomorrow night, Cathal Keogh, I believe he's opening for late supper as well. Did you know that, did you?
I didn't actually know that.
No, we'll forgive you for not knowing everything. He's opening for late supper, I believe, at the weekends between now and Christmas. But the grain store, which is in Galway City, as you know, just down at the end of Abbey Street, coming onto Merchants Road there. Wine reception, delicious tapas, the Catwalk Model Agency. And they can pick up tickets from the Design House in Barna. Or just give them a call, 596 000 for further details. And good luck tomorrow night with it, Naomi.
Thanks. If I could also mention as well, just that the Galway branch of the Irish Motor Neurone Disease Association, we're having a day for people to come along, for family members, carers, anybody with an interest really, on the Saturday the 4th of December in the Clayton from 2 to 4, and it's totally free of charge, and basically it's just an opportunity for people who have had some experience or who just want to come along and meet up, have a cup of coffee, a mince pie. So that's in the Clayton on Saturday the 4th of December from 2 to 4, just to give people the opportunity to make a few friends. If they need somebody to talk to or whatever, they can come along. So that's open for anybody to come along to. Basically, if anybody wants to indicate their interest, just to make sure we have enough mince pies and coffee, they can contact the Irish Motor Neurone Disease Association, free phone number 1-800 403 403. And actually it was Carla Quinn, the secretary, who was really involved in pulling that all together, so fair play to her.
All right, listen, well done to you, Naomi. Thank you indeed for joining us. Naomi Fox joining us in studio. If you want to get further details on anything we've spoken about today, you have been affected by it, 1-800 403 403 for further details, or go to, for tomorrow night's event, Design House Barna, for further details there. And please support that as best as you can. It's 11:19. It's a Wednesday morning. Keith Finnegan with you till 12 midday.
It's that time of the year again. Thinking about your Christmas list. Toy Master at Beatties of Lough Gray have a huge range of toys, games and nursery.